South St. Louis, where we are reading through the Gospels in 2024. This past week's reading, 2 chapters a week, that's it. That's all we're asking for, was Matthew chapter 7 and chapter 8. I hope you were able to read along. If not, we invite you to pick up this up next week when we read verses 9 and 10. But 7 and 8 for this week. Matthew 7 finishes up the Sermon on the Mount. So 3 chapters long. Chapter 7 is the final and third chapter. Jesus ends his Sermon on the Mount with this illustration about 2 builders. And he says, everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. So everyone who's heard these words of his, these words that he just preached in the Sermon on the Mount, whoever hears those and does them will be like that wise man. But he also says, everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man. And then he gives this illustration of the wise man building his house on the rock, the foolish man building his house on the sand. The rains come down, the floods come up, the house on the rock stands firm, the house on the sand falls flat. What I always think is interesting, same words used for the storm, the wind, the rain, the floods. Both houses experience the same events, it seems. Yet the one on the rock, the one that hears the word of Jesus and does them, stands firm. That's a picture of our lives, right? That in all of our lives, Christian, non-Christian, whether we listen to Jesus or not, there's going to be storms in this life. There's going to be wind and rain and flood waters. Bad things are going to happen. But for us who know Jesus' word, we stand firm. That's his promise. Who know his words, his teachings, but also the ones who know him himself, right? The one who is the Word made flesh, the Word of life, Jesus Christ. We stand firm on him. Thanks be to God. As you read on into chapter 8, though, we hear about another storm. This time it's a literal storm. Well, Jesus is in a boat with his disciples, and there's that great storm on the sea, and Jesus, even as the boat is being swamped by the waves, he's asleep. Jesus is calm. He's at peace. The disciples almost rebuke Jesus, right? Say, save us, Lord, for we're perishing. And he rebukes them. Then why are you afraid, O you of little faith? And then he rebukes the wind and the waves, and there is a calm. And then they marvel, say, what sort of man is this? Kind of a question that's asked of us, too, as the readers. What sort of man is this Jesus? And, of course, our answer is, he's the Son of God. He is the Savior. He is the one who was there when the sea was created, right? He's the one in control. And it's a comfort to know that Jesus is still in control today. We may not see with our physical eyes, but with eyes of faith, to know that he is the one who still is the creator of the wind and the waves, the one who still is in control of them. The literal wind and waves, but also the metaphorical ones too, right? The troubles of life. So we have this beautiful verse from the hymn, Be Still My Soul, in our hymnal. And I love one of the last lines. It says in stanza 2, Be still my soul, the waves and winds still know him whose voice, who ruled them while he dwelt below. Yeah, be still my soul, the waves, the winds, they still know him whose voice ruled them while he dwelt below. The same Savior who calmed the storm with the disciples still can and does calm our storms today. He's more powerful than the troubles we encounter. Jesus is bigger than whatever those troubles might be. So be still your soul. May you continue to be built on that rock as we read through the Gospels and we listen to Jesus' words and do his words and look to him, the Word made flesh. Blessings as you read chapters 9 and 10.